knew about that. So abbreviations for people who aren't familiar with these. That's Massachusetts Department of Elementary and Secondary Education. So that's our state education agency. And SISP is Specialized Instructional Support Personnel, which includes, who knows what that includes? Who does that include?
Special ed teachers. SPED teachers.
SPED teachers. What kind of SPED teachers, though? Not all special ed.
No, ours are the substantially separate program teachers.
So the teachers who don't have a classroom, so that some people call them itinerant teachers, but the teachers who have the caseload teachers, the teachers who have students and they go in and out of different classrooms and pull kids out of different classrooms, those teachers, us, OTPT speech, psychologists, who else? Nurses, school adjustment counselors, behavior specialists maybe.
Vision support.
Vision, yeah, if they're teacher of the visually impaired, unless it's Boston Public Schools when they have their own classroom, in which case they would use the regular educator as well. So that's who's covered under SISP, Specialized Instructional Support Personnel, that version of the Department of Education evaluation. And that's where we fit in, so that's what we'll be referring to today. So in that system, all staff are evaluated and given 2 ratings. And the first rating is the one that most of us are more familiar with, which is the summative performance rating. And that is that rubric where you're evaluated every year or every 2 years, depending on where you are and how you're doing and whether you're professional status or not. That is that kind of performance evaluation that is similar to what you might get in any job, only way more involved. So that is that rating. So you get exemplary, proficient, needs improvement, or unsatisfactory. There are 4 ratings on that. You get a rating on each of 4 standards, and then you get an overall rating. The other rating is what's called the student impact rating, and that's what we're talking about today. So student impact rating is really, when available, that's involving the state mandated testing, so the MCAS testing, state mandated testing for teachers. And that's a very direct thing. What is, as a teacher, as a classroom teacher, what is my impact on that student's learning? And the MCAS is one of the ways that they can determine their impact on that student's learning. So the challenge is, there's teachers out there who don't have MCAS. There's no MCAS for foreign language or for physical education, for some of the teacher subjects, for art. So the challenge is those teachers then needed to develop, and most of them did this via testing, like they develop an assessment tool that they might do in the beginning of the year and then at the end of the year. And they're comparing, aligning it with their curriculum, their art curriculum, their PE curriculum, their foreign language curriculum, to show that there's been impact. This rating, this student impact rating, is something that is, it's done not to look at individual students, it's done to look at the performance of teachers. So they're trying to find a system to say, hey, you know, these 5 foreign language or English teachers or whatever they are doing, you know, moderate to high impact, student impact. So there's low, moderate, high, I think, yeah. Are doing moderate to high impact, and then there's these 2 teachers down here that are doing low impact. They're not making a big student impact. And there's maybe this other teacher up here that's doing like a really high impact consistently across the board. It's to compare teachers to teachers so that you can look at and say, well, why are these 2 teachers not making an impact like they should be? Why are they having such a low impact on student learning when everybody else pretty much is having a good impact on student learning? It's to compare groups like that.